those Earthlings, wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers. Welcome back to WizdomDropz, your source for daily drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology. My name is Tanya, and today we are talking about it, baby. Tanya Lasagna back with another video, layering together all the nodal noodles and celestial sauce into something digestible. The Leo full moon, Mars, Venus conjunction. This is intense. And yes, we're talking about it today. I'm very excited to bring you this horoscope because I think there's a lot here for reflection. And specifically, I'll give you 5 keywords that you can associate with this particular aspect of the Leo full moon lunation event, and also 5 tips for dealing with it successfully, things to watch out for, remedies, things like that. Now, before I get started, if you're new here, welcome. And everybody, make sure you like this video. Feel free to subscribe if you're not already. And I want to make sure you know I'm offering a special through February 22nd of 22. You feel? This is going on for only a limited amount of time, and it's $100 for 1 hour of my undivided attention on your personal horoscope. If you want me to look at your chart and somebody else's chart, otherwise known as the Synastry option, where I use your chart and either a child's chart, just that you're, like your child, say you're a mother and you have a child, you want to understand your relationship, okay, at a deeper level. I do that sort of thing where I can explain to you what's your dynamic. And I've done that before, and it's really healing and cool to see that in dynamics, and how maybe different suggestions or cues could be like, worked with intentionally to remedy relationships and so forth. That's going on for a limited amount of time, and it's for the name of love. You know what I'm saying? In the name of love. Now, the other option you have is for the love of Scorpio, and that's for you Scorpio people out there who love my content. I know who you are. And, basically your Scorpio ascendant, sun, or moon, what is that to you? Your unique Scorpio blueprint, your unique Scorpio signature. What is your energy manifesting like within that area of your chart? What planets rule that sign, right? And where are they in your chart? And how does that tell you what kind of badassery you have, or what kind of awesome juice you have, if you will, to work with in that regard? I am very excited to help you understand your Scorpio superpowers, my friends. Again, only $100 right now. Incredible deal. I would take advantage of it if I was you, only through the 22nd of February. And you can do that by emailing me at wisdomdrops@gmail.com. All Z's, that information is down below. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is exciting. So you should be seeing the lunation event on your screen along with this Mars-Venus conjunction, everybody. So basically, this is happening at 16 degrees of Capricorn, right? And if you have anything in your chart at 16, let's say between 13 and 19 specifically degrees of Capricorn, whether that's your ascendant, sun, moon, or any personal planet, like your natal Mercury, Mars, Venus, Sun, Jupiter, whatever, right? That's going to be showing up for you in a bigger way right now, because it's going to show, I guess you think of it like an elevation point, right? With all of this different energy. Mars is the engine of the zodiac. Mars is like the kind of powerhouse. It's the force of will. It's an ability to move forward in a direction, like a vector. If you look at the shape of it, it's an arrow, like a projectile. So this is an accentuation of energy, and Venus is all about the material realm, right? She's a material girl in a material world, like Madonna. So she's about this sort of, literal tangibility around us, and also the sense of aesthetic, okay? And so she's really at the party for the party's sake. She's at the party to have a good time and to, enjoy the process. So you see this whole like thing playing out in the sky as an astrologer, and you're looking at it and you're like, wow, this is really intense, because if you know anything about mythology, these are the natural contraries, but also secret lovers. So like Mars and Venus are actually like opposites, right? It's like the love and war dynamic. It all goes back to the ancient world, you know what I'm saying? Like Greek and all that stuff, and the Greek mythology, and just, it's very cool, but the point being, like, the idea is you look at these energies almost archetypally as like energetic placeholders in the sky for aspects of spirit, you feel? And that's really what we're looking at any given moment that we reflect on the chart, right, y'all? So if you look at this with me, you can see, well, there's this sense of love with Venus. And I'm getting to the fives. Don't worry, my 5 keywords. I got my notes, y'all. Look at my cute little hot pink clipboard. Isn't it cute? I know. But, but like, you know, this sense, you could see that Venus, this sense of love and beauty. Almost imagine her as like this beautiful pink carnation in the sky. You know what I mean? She is out there chilling in Saturn sign of Capricorn. And at the same time that she's out there, this beautiful pink classic, just, you know, beautifully classic, gorgeous pink carnation. Who's going to hate on that? You know what I mean? A hater. That's who. But like at the same time, you have that, you have like Mars. So just imagine like a warrior badass, or like in a lower vibration, like just like a total hothead, like somebody going around like just really moody and crappy all the time. You know what I mean? That could be the Mars vibration. It just depends. And Venus has many vibrations as well. Venus could be, like I say, a little bit shallow, I guess you might infer. But at a deeper level, Venus isn't. And oftentimes I think she gets cast as such for maybe how modern society interprets Venus. Digressions aside, moving forward throughout this interpretation, Mars is really at this show, you know, getting it done, because let's ground back into the sign. It's Saturn's sign of Capricorn. It's practical. It's an earth sign. It's get it done right kind of energy. So you have like this sort of, you know, very obvious planetary yoga, if you're into like Vedic astrology at all, this yoking, this energetic yoking of like these two planets, otherwise known by Western astrologers as a conjunction, okay? And at the same time that we get wrapped up in that narrative of, oh, this is the divine lovers, this is Mars and Venus, you know, Aphrodite and Aries or whatever, like it's all very like taboo, you know, and it's all very passionate. We have to understand the tone that the sign, the host of this energy, you know, brings to the table and underpins that with. So if we are to be Capricornian, as I am a Capricorn ascendant, you'll see that this is grounded in the sign of Capricorn. And so Capricorn right now, you know, is the host energy of the Mars and Venus kind of passionate, quintessential, you know, explosion of the lusty, whatever. So anyway, that's where I want to like, you know, ground us before I go into these 5 lists with you, because that's really a summary of like the astrological situation that we're in. And I guess like the last thing on that before we transition to the 5 keywords is that Saturn being still here at 17 degrees, you know, transiting Aquarius, its other sign, okay, it's gonna bring a level of seriousness to this. It's echoing what I was just saying about like, yeah, you know, this is impulsive and crazy and whatever, but like this is grounded, you know, this is not messing around. There's like a long view goal in mind here, and there's a practicality in mind. So I guess there's something there to reflect on with that. And yeah, we're moving right along. So to my clipboard. Okay. Top 5 keywords, y'all, that you can associate with this energy. Okay. This energy is definitely intense. And I was definitely showing you that that is just simply because you have that Mars-Venus conjunction, but it's also because Pluto has been at the party, and Pluto is still in Capricorn after years, right? And, you know, this is really just adding further intensity to the situation, because Pluto is an elevator of energy. It's really a magnification or a magnifier, right? It's like this sort of like, it's almost like the sun in that regard, that it's like a laser beam. It has the ability to focus the power of a sun, because there are many in the universe, right? Stars that shine as the sun shines to Earth. But point being, you know, Pluto can focus that sort of energy with the laser beam, you know, precision. And so that's why its modern affiliation is with Scorpio, you know, as in terms of planetary rulership. But yet we find that in the sign of Capricorn, again, flavoring that Capricornian experience, that ground on which Venus and Mars celestially situate themselves, okay, as they conjunct. The second thing is passion, the second keyword. I said that I think a few times just in the interpretation, but you can totally expect just like more passionate outbursts. So people are going to be more intense. They're going to be more like passionately expressive. I've seen this driving already. People have been so literally impatient, just like all the way around. I've seen it. It's been like insane. So just be on the awareness or look out for that, and don't like contribute to that problem if you can. Venus is the material world, and Mercury is at 0 degrees of Aquarius right now, where Saturn is, okay, and in the same sign, being, Saturn being the host of this particular astrological event of Mars and Venus being conjunct. That means something, because Mercury is with that. There is a sort of mercurial influence, and you might suggest that that relates back to vehicles, as Mercury is the vehicular indicator in astrology, quintessentially, right? But then you go and you look over there at Venus and you say, well, that's the material world, that's investments or whatever, that's your material assets. So, and then you see Mars with impulsivity and recklessness and this sort of want it now, get it now, go now, despite like maybe what is, good knowledge or caution, let's say, or Saturn to take caution and a slow and steady approach to. The third keyword was kind of a pair between just desire, I guess. Desire, I think, is what I would say for the third one. There's just like a sense of like, oh, I know what I want, and it's like, you could also see people just be kind of like really engaging in some lower vibrational pleasantries, and not even necessarily like in a negative regard. It could be something like chocolate, like you're just having a lot of chocolate right now because it's like, the season to do so, let's say. And the fact that Mars and Venus are conjuncting just makes it all the more likely that you're going to take action, Mars, okay, action, willpower, drive on your pleasures, Venus. Comprende? Okay, again, those 1 hour readings are only going on, y'all. You can book through the 22nd. That is it. Limited time. WizdomDropz@gmail.com down below for the love of Scorpio, 1 hour reading, and a Synastry composite report for you and a special someone, 1 hour. Okay, moving on. Yearning is definitely the fourth word. It kind of goes along with that desire thing, but you might see, because there's a lot of like the Pluto specifically is why I'm cueing us to look in that direction. Like, are there people around you who are like somehow projecting that, or somehow like showing that out to themselves or to the world or something, and you're like witnessing it right now, like, wow, you really have this like sense of just wanting to do whatever you want to do, and it's like really intense, dude, and you're just sitting there like, this is just really intense, kind of wondering like what's going on. But maybe it's a nice thing to see. It just depends on the situation. If you are feeling like inspired in a good healing, like, obviously like peaceful, not like bullshit sort of way, it could be a great way to use that energy for higher purposes. Okay. Moving on though, the fifth and final keyword before I get to the 5 tips is simmer. I feel like with that Pluto vibration underpinning all of this, there's a sort of like ongoing flame that you need to like bring to a situation, or not necessarily need to, right? Not need to, but there just is. There's like an ongoing sort of simmer present in some way, shape, or form. And you can learn more about that based on the house that your chart is personally, being influenced by. But that's just something to consider there. Now, top 5 tips for y'all. First things first, you could expect some burning and cutting and itching and inflammation around this time. It would be like a quintessential indicator, because Mars being fire and burning and dryness, Saturn being dryness in the sign of Saturn, dryness, that could be the result of something bodily. Something bodily could be experiencing that, because Venus, right? And Saturn being dryness, Mars being cuts and whatever else. So that's a thing. You could also, so just be on a lookout for that sort of thing. And then you could also, again, I warned of this is the second thing, but I guess I already kind of said this, but just watch out for the impatience and the impulsivity thing that we talked about earlier. The third thing on this list of suggestions would be spicy foods. If you're somebody who's into astrological remedies and you're like, how do I channel this energy and try to get it to go like at just a higher level? Maybe you don't want the outburst energy. Maybe you don't want to deal with the like negative sides and ramifications of this. A great astrological remedy is to just use that, energy to enjoy some spicy food, because spicy foods are Mars, Venus. It's really, really easy. Mars is spicy. Venus is, the idea of food. And if you were to just, enjoy some of that, that might help you kind of cool down, ironically. So just something to consider. Why not throw some pepper in your food tonight or something? Next thing, number 4 on this top 5 things to do right now list. Throw some arrows peacefully. By that, I mean, Mars is projectile, and knife energy. So if you do, practice at like a sort of range, just for the sake of going to a range, like an archery range, right? You could totally enjoy that right now. That might actually be like a really fun thing. If you are looking to take a special somebody out this week or whatever, you should maybe consider that, or just as a fun thing, because there's places like that exist, because it's like a way of letting that energy express itself in a constructive sort of sense, where it's not going to get directed elsewhere. Do you know what I mean? So that's a thing to consider. Mars being pointy, sharp things. Again, Venus being pleasurable activities and materiality. So pointy, sharp thing into material haystack. You feel? Yeah, I know. Isn't that kind of cool? It's pretty cool. Okay. And, reading into that further, Saturn is hard things like wood that an arrow rest exists on, or a bow might be, comprised of. Even if it's plastic, it's Saturn because it's hard. And Mercury is, flying things, Mercury being in the other sign of Saturn, Aquarius right now, right? Pretty crazy. Like this video if you haven't already. I'm not even done, and I'm doing this special horoscope. Have I mentioned I'm doing the special horoscope? I need to insert this clip a couple times so that y'all hear. I'm doing a special horoscope through the 22nd of February, okay, this year. That's it. $100 for 1 hour of my undivided attention on your synastry and composite chart with a person in your life, whether that's a platonic relationship like somebody in your family or a romantic one. I'm available for that right now, as well as a For the Love of Scorpio special, which is just focusing in on your personal Scorpio signature in your chart and how to maximize and elevate and work with that energy and express it to its highest and greatest version of what you might understand it to be. So I'm super happy to offer that. WizdomDropz@gmail.com, all Z's, if you want to get a hold of me for those purposes. It's down below in the description box, and I am currently accepting payment through PayPal and Venmo, though my website is almost finished and up. It's going to be amazing. Now, the final suggestion, those of you who have been waiting for this, number 5 on my 5 tips list on my groovy little hot pink paper is think of, embody, be like, meditate with, contemplate the notion of diamonds. Why? Diamond energy is very much so what's playing out here. Why? Because Mars is fire. Venus is beauty. Okay. Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, where this conjunction is happening as a review, okay, is rocks and hard things. Okay. And Saturn being in Aquarius, conjunct Mercury. There's just a lot here that shows us co-present, there's a lot here that shows us this is very much so diamond energy. Pluto, conjunct, co-present, wide degree orb conjunction, okay, with Venus and Mars. This is diamond energy. Pluto transforms, dust, charcoal, into something gem-like, into something metamorphosized, into something altered at a deeply transformative level that can't be returned to once going through a process that can't be undone. You understand? And so you put the heat and the pressure, heat, Mars, pressure, Saturn, okay, and Venus conjunction just together. That's a lot of pressure, right? You put that together and you add Kalima, pepper in a little Kalima, a little Pluto into that situation, and that changes up the whole vibration, that whole dynamic, right, of that energy exchange. So just be aware that this idea of a diamond, you know, diamonds are prolific in this earth. People will tell you otherwise because they're so prohibitively expensive, you know, but diamonds is like one of the most common things in the earth, along with silica, you feel. So these are just minerals, quartz, you feel. These are things in our environment, okay? And the thing about it is, well, they're prolific, but their price tag is what keeps them out of people's hands, you know, because it's hard to access, because there's a lot of reasons why, right? There's just a lot of reasons, but we can go into corporate. We're not going to do it, but the idea is like they're prolific. So if you're gonna think about that, think about how you are a diamond, but people will try to undersell you. Do you see what I'm saying? And they'll try to overprice things. They'll try to distort the value is the takeaway, but you're actually a diamond, and you're actually like available to be a diamond under this energy. So it's like, that's what I'm trying to encourage people to kind of like sit with and meditate with, I guess. That's where my mind goes with it, at least, because there is a lot of pressure, there is a lot of intensity, and people might be going just pure ape shit right now. So really just, I don't know, watch out. Yeah. And try to stay as like, you know, peaceful and constructive as possible. Okay, again, those 1 hour readings are only going on, y'all. You can book through the 22nd. That is it. Limited time. WizdomDropz@gmail.com down below for the love of Scorpio, 1 hour reading, and a Synastry composite report for you and a special someone. 1 hour. Okay, video report. Boom. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you did get all the way to the end, leave me a frog, because frogs are just so effing cool. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. With that said, through next time, until next time, may the stars be with you. Peace.